Hi guys. Have you ever known exactly what you needed to do and you still didn't do it? Or am I the only person that says I'm going to do something and I don't do it? Or maybe you've told yourself, I'm just not doing that again. You know, it's rinse and repeat. And then somehow you do the freaking thing again. Like, why do we do that? We know we don't want to, so why do we do it? Maybe it's in a relationship that you have. Maybe it's in the way that you react to somebody or overreact. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's leaving a job. Sometimes leaving a job might be better for us, or maybe it's setting a boundary. Whatever your thing is, why do we do that? Why do we say we're going to do something, then we don't do it? Because I've been thinking about this quite a lot. And I don't think the problem is that we don't know what to do. Actually, it's kind of hilarious that I'm talking about this in my very first video with Break the Loop on my new channel. Like I just said, Break the Loop. Because posting this video is me breaking one of my own loops. I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time. A very, very, very long time. I started, stopped. Started, stop. Does anybody relate to that? And I could give you 100 reasons why I haven't. I needed to figure out exactly what I wanted to talk about. I needed to have a good hair day. I don't ever have a good hair day all the time, you know? I needed to lose 5 pounds. I needed a big plan. I needed to learn more. I needed to be perfect. I had to not stumble over my words. I needed the right setup. I needed the microphone, which hasn't come in, so I don't even have a microphone today. Blah, 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 blah. I think you guys can relate, but at some point, I literally had to just ask myself, do I actually need more information? Or am I uncomfortable doing something I've never done before? Yeah, it hits hard, right? Am I uncomfortable just being seen? Yep. Am I uncomfortable not knowing whether I'm going to be good at this? Yeah, hell yeah, okay? Because those are very different problems. And I've started noticing this everywhere. Everywhere in my life, other people's lives, my kids' lives. Think about the world we live in right now. We have so much information. This is literally the information age. If you want to lose weight, you can Google or ChatGPT what to eat, what exercise to do, your HRV, blah, 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 blah. If you want to start a business, there are millions of videos telling you how. If you want the relationship advice, I mean, oh my freaking God, good Lord. How many channels are on YouTube about that? There's definitely no shortage of information on that, on the internet anywhere. We have more information available to us today than we've probably ever had before, and yet we still get stuck, right? We still procrastinate. We still go back to the relationships we know aren't working. Yep, been there, done that. We still say yes when we really want to say no. We still lose the weight and then we gain it right back again. Things don't stick. We still know what we should do and we don't do it. Is anybody else there with me with all this stuff? Because I don't think I'm alone, am I? So what if information isn't always the problem? What if there's something else happening underneath the behavior? Something we can't see yet. That's what I've started thinking of as the loop. Basically the invisible force. Something happens. We give that thing a meaning. That meaning creates a feeling inside of us, an emotion, and then we react to that feeling that we have. Usually in a way we've reacted many times before, okay? That's the loop. We've done it so many times that eventually we all start thinking, I know I've done this. Well, that's just who I am. Can anybody else resonate with that? I'm just a procrastinator. I'm a people pleaser. Why do I keep people pleasing? I'm just bad with money. I always pick the wrong relationships. How many times can you say you've done that? Good Lord, I can. I just have no willpower. I can't stick with anything. But what if that's not who you truly are? What if it's just a pattern, an invisible pattern? A pattern you've learned somewhere along the way because at some point in your life, that pattern did something for you. Maybe you people please because disappointing someone feels really uncomfortable. Oh my God, that was me. Maybe you stay quiet because conflict feels worse than not saying what you actually think. Oh God, I've been there too. Maybe you procrastinate because if you don't start, well shit, you don't have to find out whether you're going to fail or whether you suck and all those feelings and emotions. Maybe you stay in something that's not making you happy because, this is a hard one, the familiar feels safer than the unknown. Eek. Or maybe you spend forever planning a YouTube channel because planning it is a whole lot more comfortable and safer than actually turning on the camera like I did today. And that's the part I'm fascinated by. I truly am fascinated by this. I've been studying this for a long time. The behavior isn't necessarily the real problem. There's something underneath the behavior. So instead of constantly asking ourselves, why do I keep doing this? What the hell is wrong with me? You know what I mean? Is anybody there? Why can't I just make myself do what I know I need to do? I have all the information. I Google it. I chat GPT it, blah, blah, blah. I've started asking a different question. What am I feeling right before I do the thing? And what is this behavior helping me not feel? Not feel. That's it. You don't even have to change anything yet. Just notice. Just become aware. Get a little curious instead of judging yourself. Because if you can catch that tiny little moment, it's literally like a millisecond, that feeling between the feeling and the thing you always do next. That's the loop. Now you have something you didn't have before. That's a choice. And honestly, that's what I want this whole channel to be about. The stuff underneath the stuff. Because we know there's a lot of stuff there. We got to unpack it. Why we think the way we think. Why we feel the way we feel. Why we react the way we react. Because I tell you, I've done a lot of reacting in my time. I'm 57. There's a lot of stuff there. And those are how the invisible patterns show up everywhere. In our relationships, in our health, in our work, in our money, and ultimately the lives we're creating or not creating. I'm not sitting here because I've got all this crap figured out. Trust me, I don't. I'm actually living a lot of it right now. I'm noticing my own loops. I'm noticing my own junk that I'm shoving down. I'm questioning things I believed about myself for years. I'm trying things that make me uncomfortable. Clearly uncomfortable. This being one of them. And I want to talk about what I'm learning as I go. Okay, so are you guys along on the ride for this with me? Because maybe you don't need another person telling you what you should be doing. Okay? Maybe you already know what to do. It's not the information thing. Maybe the more interesting question is, what's been stopping you? Because you can't break a loop you can't see. All right? So, welcome to Break the Loop with Denise. And I'm Denise. And apparently this is me breaking one of my loops. This is my first loop I'm breaking on my YouTube channel with you guys right now. So if this is the kind of stuff you guys want to figure out about yourself, like why can't I do the thing I say I'm going to do? I know how to do it, but this invisible force just stops me, like dead in my tracks. 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake, and I never do it. So if that's what you want to understand about yourself, sit back, relax, and you're going to learn some things along with me along the way. All right, guys? Bye.